In this video, I'll show you how to create this paper fold effect that's going viral on Instagram. Now, I got this idea from Bart VFX, so I'll link his channel down below so you can check out his videos. And as always, if you want the file and the assets used in these videos, check out the link in the description below. And now, let's dive in. So we're gonna be creating this animation right here of a paper fold. As you can see, it looks really cool. And of course, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as the paper says. So let's start with this. Let's create a new comp, name it paper fold, and let me just turn off the transparency here, and let's get this paper PNG that I found on the internet, which I will link in the description below so you can use it as well. So let's go to this, let's pre-comp this, just name this paper, move all attributes, and we're gonna apply the CC page turn effect. And let me just toggle this on, toggle mask and shape path visibility, just so you can see. And we go to the fold and position. Let's try to put it in our desired place. So for example, let's see, I would like it to turn up to this point. So with this, as you can see here, you can see the opacity is, you can see what's under the page. So you can go here to back to opacity, and you turn that into 100, and then you go to light direction just to make it more realistic. You're gonna add a shadow to it, so let's turn this way back here. Let me turn this, let's just add a new solid, make the color, I'd say orange, like this, and just name it background. I'll put it down just so we can see better, and go back to this paper layer. I will play with that. As you can see right here, the shadow is giving this shadow to it, so we make it more realistic. And now, as you can see, it's not animated, so let's start animating that. We're gonna start by creating a keyframe here on the fold position. Let's hit U on our keyboard so you can see the frames. And then we go to about like 1.5 seconds. Put this here, go back to the beginning, and with this you can go here and you can fold it back, so it starts like this. So now you can see our page is animated, and you can put it back just so you can see this. And let's put another keyframe here. Let's actually copy this and go back to another second and put the page back on so you can see it. As you can see. So now let's ease all these keyframes just to make it a bit smoother. And let's select these two keyframes, go to the graph editor, let's select those two frames here, and let's make it up to this graph here. Yes, much better. And we can do the same thing here. So we select these two frames and we do the opposite way. So it's like that. So it turns slowly and then fades away, which is really cool. So now let's add those sticky notes that were in this original animation that I did before. So let's start to add those. Let's go inside this composition. I'll go back to here. Let's start with the sticky notes 1. And I have the sticky notes PNG and the shadow. I got it from Adobe Illustrator, so it's just easier to get a more natural shadow that way. So let's import those two. And let's parent the shadow to the sticky notes here. And then scale it down. And then we can put it around here. And then with the shadow, we're gonna apply a tint to it, so make it black and white. Actually, I like to make it smaller. Let's zoom in a bit here. Make it around 80. And let me just toggle the transparency here so you can see better. Like that. And then let's add a Gaussian blur to it, so it's more blurred out. And let's turn this into black as well. So as you can see, it's like much more natural shadow to it. And obviously you can turn down the opacity of this layer. So let's do around 68. Yeah, it's fine. And now let's do the same thing with the other stickers. So let's import sticky note 2 with the shadow, put it under it. Let's parent it to the sticky note. And then we can just make it, sorry, this one. We can just make it same size. And we can put it like, actually let me put this one on top as the first layer. And then this one. Let's adjust it here. And we can just copy the effects that were in the first shadow to the second shadow, since it's the same thing. And we just lower the opacity down to around 60 here. And actually, let me just lower the size a bit too. Like that, much better. And now let's go to the last one. Just sticky note 3. Oops. Sticky note 3 with the shadow. Oops. And then parent it to this. Let's go to around 45. Put it like here. And this one, scale it down to around like 80. I think, yeah, 80 works best. And opacity around 68. And then we just copy these effects here for the shadow and put them right there. And now you can see our sticky notes are here. We can just add text to it. So with doing that, let's start pre-composing all of those. So this one, we call it sticky note 1. And this one, sticky note 2, right? Actually, this one is 2, since it's on the top, so, and this one is 1, right? Yeah. And this one, sticky note 3. And now we can add some text to it. So let's start with the sticky note 1. Go to this composition here, and let's make a text. For example, like the example I did, which was Haytham Imrani, which is my name. And by the way, make sure to subscribe. So let's do this and center it. Maybe like around 89. And let's add the YouTube logo here, just so you can know it's my YouTube channel name. Around this. Perfect. Oh wow. Well, I messed that up, so let me just copy these and put them in the actual one, which is sticky note 2. Oh, sorry, 2. So this one, let's just copy it. And then put it here. Let's go for rotation. Rotate it so it matches this. Even this, let's see. And there you go. So let's go to the second sticky note. And let's just, for example, put subscribe now. Do it now. Then let's just center it. Let's center the sticky notes here. And for the third one, let's just make this like and comment. And let's rotate it so it matches the sticky note like this. And there you go. We have our sticky notes ready. So this one, as you can see, it's folded with it, but we have an issue here. So when it's folded, you can see here, and it's like showing under the paper. And to fix that, it's really an easy fix. You just get the paper, PNG again, let's scale it down to the same size, so it's like really under it. And then let's just pre-compose this, and you can name it like this. And we can hide it and go to the paper composition here. We go to our page turn effect, and here in the back page you select this paper PNG comp, which is the one we added. So this way you can see here it's just selects as the back page. So we have this as a back page, so you can turn the visibility off, and yeah, that fixes that. So now let's go back to our composition. Let me just lower these down a little bit, and let's add a text here. Let's see, let's do 2025 to do list. So let's just scale that up. Put it here. And there you go. So now let's add the big sticky notes, like this one here, that comes after. So this one is moving with the composition, but this one is like separate from the layer, so we're gonna create it separately here. Let's bring that sticky note, which is this one, put it on the top. Let's scale it down and just go here so it's visible. Let's go around like 45. Put it here. So this one is just an easy animation for the position and scale. So let's pre-comp this and just name it sticky note. And let's go hit P and Shift S for position and scale. So let's just reposition the anchor point so it's easier for us to animate it. And then let's hit the keyframes here. Let's put it back. And here I'd like to have it go small. Actually, let's just start with the position first since it's easy to see. So I like it to come from this side. So I'll go this way. And then I'll put the scale to 0. And now let's go to this. It's convert vertex tool. So we can play with the graph here. So I would like it to have this animation like that. It's perfect. Let me just ease those frames. And let's check it out. Yeah, that's perfect. And let's go to the position. I like it to have a little wiggle when it's in the paper. So let's hit Alt or Option on our keyboard, and we add the wiggle expression. I like it at 2 and 2 and 4. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, it's very subtle, but it looks perfect. So now let's add the text and our thumbnail from the latest video, which is up on the channel, so you should check that out, on how we created the 3D animated planet, which is really cool. So now let's get back to it. Let's go to this sticky note here, and let's go get our thumbnail, which is here. And I have this like paper rip texture like this one, so it's just, let me just hide it for now. And let's position our thumbnail into the sticky note around here. Let's position this around here. So now let's go to our thumbnail and change the matte into this layer, black rip 31, as you can see. And here, let's just change the blend mode to screen and turn that back on so you can see this effect here for the paper. And as you can see, it's a little bit cut out here, so let's just scale it so it fixes that. And let me position it a little bit better, like that. Perfect. And now we can just recompose this. Let's name it thumbnail. And with this one, so now we're gonna add a shadow to this. So let's duplicate this layer and go to the second layer, and let's add a CC radio fast blur, and let's add a tint as well. Let's just swap these colors, and we can play with the position of this. I'd like it from this side, and the amount, you can just do this and turn both layers into black. And let's lower the opacity, the amount of tint here, and the opacity here as well, just so it's not super dark. And we can see it here. So now let's add the text here, which is the same thing. Let's just go here, latest video. Let's turn the rotation so it matches the sticky note. Let's scale it a bit, and we'll put it right here like this. Much better. Okay, so now we're gonna add the shadow to the paper as well. The same thing we did with the sticky note. So let me just pre-comp this, sorry, both of these. Let's pre-comp it and name it paper fold. And then we duplicate it, and then go to the layer under. We're gonna add CC radio fast blur and a CC tint. Sorry, just tint, not CC tint. And I'm gonna swap color. Actually, we turn both of these. This one maybe like a bit of a gray, and we can do something like this around that. Much better. So now, as you can see, we have a shadow under the paper, but it's not realistic since the paper is flat. It shouldn't have a shadow here. It should be only when the paper is lifted. So to fix that, let's just go to this remote animation, and we keyframe the amount. So let's create a keyframe here, hit U. Let's go for when the paper starts to go up. So around here, but maybe like at 12 frames. And then we lower the amount to 0. So right here. But as you can see, it's like abrupt. So to fix that, we're just gonna easy ease, and then go to the graph editor. Like that, much better. And then we're gonna move it a bit here, like that. And then we just reverse the frame. So here, we're gonna put this one here. Much better. So now let's add a shadow to the sticky note. And this one, we're just gonna add a normal drop shadow, which is gonna go 100%, and the distance is gonna be like 128, and let's soften it quite a bit. Let's say like 150. Maybe the opacity, we'll lower it down to like 85. This is much better. So now we got this final product right there. And there you have it, a super cool and creative animation that's going super viral on Instagram lately. And you know what else is cool? This video right here, where we created a 3D animated planet from scratch on After Effects. So check that out right now. And as always, let me know in the comments what you want to see next, and peace.